on a roll. Granted, that voice actor's probably Nolan North, but
it's just Nolan North.
Yeah, exactly, because we can't hire anyone except Nolan North for anything. But the thing, I do, as someone who has watched his own industry shrink to Hollywood talent, I don't like that trend. I do not like that trend. I'd be curious to know what you guys in the chat think about that. Sound off in the chat or give us a call. Final Encountercast on Skype, 810-207-1764. So a couple of I want to talk about the things that really kind of turned me. Like the stuff that really won over a lot of goodwill with me. The first one, they started off the night very, very strong by bringing Hironobu Sakaguchi out on stage. And that was really awesome because I feel like ever since he left Square Enix, he's had a very hands-off approach to even commenting on what's going on with the Final Fantasy series.
I can't remember the last time I saw him on any stage.
Honestly, I have not seen him in a long time. And I also know from just keeping up on the development of this game, I also know that he had a lot of very critical words for the developers of 15 when the first demo came out. He did not like it. He was very vocal about it, and that either they paid him enough money to step out on that stage, or this is actually something that he believes
like an endorsement.
Yeah, like and I want to believe that it's an endorsement. I really do. Like in my heart, I want to believe that it's an endorsement, because if it is, it's Sakaguchi and Yoshida. Those are the only two names in Final Fantasy that I trust, and Sakaguchi has nothing to do with the series anymore.
Yeah, what does he have to benefit other than perhaps either he likes the game or the check cleared? Those are your options.
Yeah, and like this, I can't even rely on Sakaguchi's talent is going to be the thing that pulls this game out of the gutter. It'll never happen. He's gone. He's done from the company, and yet he is the only one of the two names that I trust with Final Fantasy as a brand. Yoshida has proved that he can do it with FF14. He has earned my trust, and only Sakaguchi is the only other name.
What about Tanaka?
No, Tanaka fucked it up.
He saved Final Fantasy 11.
No.
There was a time when Tanaka would have been on that list, I think.
Yes, actually there was. There was a time.
I just think that maybe that name was faded.
Before the 1.0 of 14, for sure. Tanaka would have definitely been on that list. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they earned a lot of goodwill with me bringing Sakaguchi out to open the show. A lot of goodwill. The second.
Okay, so are we going over these 14 things to uncover? Is this the list we're going over?
Sort of in no particular order.
Can I just make a comment? Could they really not think of one more thing to uncover so it'd be 15 things about Final Fantasy 15? Really?
It does seem a little funny.
Yeah,
really?
To be fair, though, at the end afterwards, they're like, well, we have another thing, and then like the hosts were like, a 15th thing, and then they played another trailer, which was essentially almost the same as the first one, so it wasn't really...
So they
kind of said 15, but it wasn't really 15.
If I can't trust this outline, I don't think I can be part of this show anymore, because...
it's on there if you read the entire thing.
I can't read the whole thing. I'm stuck right here, point 1, 14 things to uncover, and I'm just...
Son of a bitch!
Let me tell you. Okay, so the other factor that really turned me, and I mean like on an emotional level, right? Like I was not.
You got turned?
No, I yeah.
For what?
Turned down?
I really had no connection to this game at the outset. They had talked about the big theme of the game was, to be a road trip, and that it was going to have this like road trip vibe, this road trip movie vibe to it, which is a really road trip movies are a staple of American cinema. It's an extremely Western movie concept. And I always struggled to connect the concept to the game. And what finally locked it in place for me is the Florence and the Machine song.
Oh, yeah.
The Florence and the Machine is going to. They do a cover of "Stand by Me," which I would love to play, but there's no way that YouTube would let us get away with it. There's no way. We would absolutely get flagged for that.
Could you sing it for me?
No, not.
Could we play the trailer, or would they would call that too?
They well, considering
Goes by audio wave,
Yeah, it
right?
goes by audio. How
So yeah, they're gonna flag that.
they're definitely going to flag it.
What if we talk really loudly over it?
Yeah, we just need,
I
we
thought,
need
like,
Chris in the
talking
background
commentary
going.
over I thought like having commentary over trailers was fair.
Well, it's supposed to be, but
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
yeah, we already have 2 cases pending on YouTube to I don't really want
If we get a
to.
third one, we're
I don't want to
screwed.
push a third.
Let's don't push our luck now.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so, but I mean, we've had problems with this. I played the Civil War trailer, talked over it the whole time, and they flagged that.
Oh, that was you?
That was me.
Thank you,
Yeah,
asshole.
I know.
And I just realized I never actually completed Juxta's question of what's part of the universe. After those 3, which was the main game, the anime, and the movie.
Christ, there's more?
Well, there's 5, or there's 2 more. One of them is the platinum demo, the demo they released that night, because it's actually a completely separate story from 15, where the original demo was just like a cut of a section of the game that you'll actually be playing, and that was more of like a gameplay battle trailer. The platinum demo is a totally separate story. You play young Noctis in like a dream sequence, and I played it for about 10 minutes. I was screwing around with it, and it's basically more of a showcase of the environments and the graphics and stuff. Like you can step on switches and change the night and day. You can step on switches and change the weather, and you can kind of mess around with all of that while you follow a really cute carbuncle around. But there's supposed to be a little bit of plot twist in the story. I haven't gotten that far, but it's a totally separate story from 15. And if you play the demo, then you get carbuncle as a DLC in the actual game.
Wait, you haven't gotten through it? Only took me like
I haven't had enough time to play with it.
45 minutes to get
I've been
through
doing
it.
other stuff.
Anyway, all right, fine. There's enough people asking for it in the chat room. I'll play the.
We're taking the chance.
We're gonna
roll them dice.
We're gonna roll them dice. See, the thing that makes this different, like normally I wouldn't even bat an eye at playing something like this. But the thing that makes it different is the Florence and the Machine element there.
So good.
It is, though. It is. Here, we'll just, you know what? We're just going to play the entire FF15 uncovered trailer.
We were once a nation of hope.
It looks big.
It does.
Everything looks big.
Chaos.
It does. It definitely does look big. The world looks nice and big. Oh
Yeah, everything feels huge to me.
Phrasing.
But I mean, that's what you want out of a Final Fantasy
Yeah,
game.
it should feel like this grand adventure, right?
Yeah.
My heir.
That sounds.
Are the key to our redemption.
No, it's not.
No, I that's interesting though. I do want to hear that.
Yeah.
Find out who that voice is.
You don't think it's Sean Bean?
No, it's not. I don't think.
No. Is it?
I don't think so. If it is, he's gotten older.
No. If it is,
His voice has gotten old.
If it is, they cranked up his. They
Dude.
cranked up his mic.
Titan.
Yeah, like Titan looks awesome.
It's the only one out of the primals that they've shown that doesn't look very traditionally Final Fantasy-esque.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
he looks
Here's the song. Here's the song, guys.
To talk over it?
Yeah.
You need to talk over it.
You're right, it does give that road trip vibe.
She hit this out of the park.
The road trip thing didn't hit me until
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
This trailer right here.
Especially because this is, I mean, we've always known this is supposed to be about bromance and stuff, and this song,
Right.
really, talks about friendship and
Yeah.
being there for each other. So.
this, they're pushing the car.
Yeah.
It really, and she does. She kills
Yeah.
the cover.
Yeah. Oh, Behemoth. What an intense world to go on a road trip. We have to fight behemoths.
Right.
It's my kind of road trip, bro.
You get a drift on a chocobo.
Choco drifting. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Drifting will be a thing. Choco drifting. Get a little peek at who we think is going to be the antagonist there.
Yeah.
With the purple hair.
He looks like every anime villain ever.
I like him though.
Yeah, I do too, but he looks like every anime villain I've ever seen.
Why do all these people wear the same clothes?
In this world, you can only
It's supposed to be a lot more modern-y feeling.
all men must wear that. Trans people be fucked. You can't wear anything else. You gotta wear that. It's gonna be a shitty day for me in that world.
Yeah, no, I see.
Dress up like Sid.
Again, I did not. I absolutely did not get the road trip theme until now. I felt like before they were trying to shoehorn that theme in because there was just a car.
Right.
Like, I almost felt like it was even a joke because the first trailer was mostly them driving around in a car.
Right.
I love all the memes that came out of that too.
Oh, and
it was
They
amazing.
embraced it. They like, okay,
They did.
here's the transparency of it.
They're like, here,
knock
make this
yourself
the
out.
best ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it kind of died off.
I'll say it. The conclusion of that trailer right there is the first moment I've cared about Final Fantasy 15 at all. I actually kind of want to play it now.
Yeah, kind of do too.
And then Juxta, guess what they announced as the final piece of the universe? They announced the mini game that's going to be in this game. And it's a pinball game.
It's called Crits Ball.
Isn't it
No.
mobile?
It's called Justice Monsters 5, and it's a mobile game, but it's supposed to be
There you
part
go,
of the universe tied in somehow.
Wait, it's called Justice Monsters 5?
Yes.
What happened to 1 through 4?
yeah, when I play the first
I don't
one,
know.
I can't
I
start
don't,
midway
what's the
through this.
lore?
I can't.
It's spelled out in the word F-I-V-E, not like the number 5. So it might be like 5 monsters in the game. I don't know.
Well, you're supposed to spell it out if it's less than 10. That makes sense. That's just good grammar.
Like Big Hero
Shut
6. Big Hero 6, this is Justice Monsters 5.
Yeah, where was Big Hero 5?
Oh, that wasn't a sequel? Damn.
No. Yeah, so again, the song just really ties the whole thing thematically together. And I actually really like, while I don't like Hollywood getting involved, I do like big music talent getting involved. That's really cool.
Double standard.
It is a bit of a double standard, I will admit, because
Hypocrite.
because that potentially could have been sung by Susan Calloway.
Yeah.
Okay, not everything can be sung by Susan Calloway.
I beg to differ.
Yes, it can.
There is more talent out there.
I'm just saying, like, that, just using that as an example, that does take a job away from, somebody who maybe has been setting their career out to be a video game composer, and that bums me out a little bit. But that being said, they really, like, I'm so impressed that they got someone of the caliber of Florence and the Machine to do this.
I mean, they tied in the prelude to it.
Yes.
That was
was
awesome.
beautiful. It was a great way to end that track.
Yeah.
It was a great way to end that track.
Just overall, that, like you say, at first, the whole concept of a road trip felt very shoehorned and ham-fisted in. In that, it does feel like that's just what the game is. That's what they're doing.
Yep.
And here's all the shit that's happening to them while they're on the road trip. And like you say, it's a very Western cinema thing. Like, whether you're looking at, like, from comedy to serious, like friendship movies.
Right.
They're going
it's a
out
big
camping.
thing.
They're taking the road trip. They're pushing the car.
The car breaks down at some point, and they got to push it. They're getting it released back off the tow truck.
You know what? I bet that, because this is supposed to be a lot more open world, and they were kind of commenting in the event that, like, you can just run, drive around, go into whatever diner is sitting there and go and talk to people. Like, wouldn't it be funny if, like, if you run out of gas or something, your car could break down anywhere and you have to call Sydney to come help you, and it's not actually part of the story. It could just happen.
Yeah.
Can I get my AAA and Chocogo insurance?
Like
I'm
you run
broken down.
Run over a pokey rock and you get a flat tire.
Okay, well, I might be the naysayer, but how are they going to make a road trip, like, into a Final Fantasy game? Those are typically pretty big and epic, so...
Well, watch the first episode of the anime and then tell me what you think. Because I think they did a pretty good job of setting it up.
I mean, I think you can think of a lot of Final Fantasies stories as a road trip without a car. You've got your group of friends. You're going on a journey. That's it. That's really
the biggest example because it's a pilgrimage. So you go from one spot to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next.
Okay, but it's
Very
a
much
road trip to save the world. I mean, are we going to save the world in 15?
They're not really,
Obviously, we
I don't
are.
see.
but
I don't think they're trying to save the world because if there's like a coup and the royal family's been overthrown and then there's Noctis, they're going to come after him. I think they're running.
We don't know yet.
We don't really know.
It is kind of a big question, and I think that the fact that we don't know, the fact that it is a question, that makes me want to play it that much more.
That's fair.
I maybe it is. Maybe we see Titan, we see Leviathan, but they're they're not what you would think of primals
No.
as in this game. I mean, straight from the outset of the Platinum demo, one of the first things you see is Titan, and Carbuncle tells you, oh, he's a gentle giant, right?
He seemed real gentle.
He didn't seem very gentle.
He does say that. He says he looks scared, but don't worry about it. He's a gentle
He's a
giant.
gentle giant.
When I saw Titan right there, it screamed Shadow of the Colossus to me. Like, that's what it looked like. It looked like one of the Colossi.
I want to kill him. Can I kill him?
Probably.
I want to kill him. Well, we couldn't kill him in 13. You know.
Fair.
You're damn right, fair.
I'm very intrigued. I'm actually, for the first time, I really want to know what's going on. Like, I really want to know what's going on in this story. Great job to Square Enix not showing all of their cards right out of the gate. If I knew exactly what this game was going to be from the word go, I would be way less excited.
Right.
I think they've done a pretty good job.
Good
They
hype
are
train.
really hyping this though. Like, I can't think of another time in the history of video games where there's been an event almost like to this caliber, and like an hour and a half event for a game that's not even released yet.
Like,
just devoted to this game. It's like along the level of E3, but for like one.
it was like sort of a E3 style presentation that took an hour to go through one game.
One game, yeah.
Here's, and I couldn't help but think the entire time that I was watching that, like, if I was ever an employee at G4, I'd be so fucking pissed right now. So I'm sitting there watching 90,000 people tune into a YouTube stream about this game, and you're going to tell me that G4 couldn't make ratings work? What the fuck? Are you shitting me?
But I feel like ever since G4 died, though, is kind of when video games have been becoming more mainstream.
Yeah, because they've stopped thinking about it in the same way that G4 approached covering this content like network executives. You know what I mean? They did not conform to what the content needed to be. They tried to conform the content to what they needed.
Well, not to mention, like, what the fuck cable packages you need for G4? It was always on some awkward cable tier, wasn't it?
It was always on mine. I always had it.
No, I
I
always
never
had
had
it too.
G4. I was poor.
But yeah,
I never had cable.
it does seem like, with all of these, because you have things like this. You have like Nintendo Direct. You know what I mean? Like, you've got these conferences that happen on such a semi-regular basis now, and on off conventions. They're like, these didn't. Nintendo Direct never is a part of another convention. This wasn't part of E3 or TGS or anything like that.
It was its own event.
Exactly. If there were more of these events back in like 2005, G4 would have done way better. But now it's just easy to pop open OBS and send your feed to wherever it needs to go.
Yeah.
And now you get hundreds of thousands of people watching. So
It really is like just going back to that world that you see, like, it complements that road trip style because everything feels very open and large.
Yes.
Like, nothing is closed in. You're not running down like a valley or something like that.
Yes.
They never try to close. Everything feels very out in the open.
which is also dangerous, as they learned with FF14, because if you make it too wide open and don't fill in the space enough,
Right.
people just go, oh, it's a copy and paste desert.
Well, that's because it was.
It was-
If
no.
you don't copy and paste, then they can't really say that.
I am a little bit nervous of that with 15 because out of all the environments that they showed, they did do an entire trailer that was an environment trailer. If you look at the other trailers that there's just, it seems you're right. It seems very open and expansive, but it also feels a little empty. Now the question is, because the thing that impressed me was some of the city scenes. The question is, what do the cities look like?
Yeah.
How much can you interact with the cities?
Right.
gonna
Openness
be a
is
big
fine because that is the theme to the game, but at the same time, from a gameplay perspective,
It can't
it's a
be
dangerous thing to deal with.
It can't be empty.
No, there has to be stuff in it. You're right.
Yeah, it's a very delicate balance. Hopefully, they'll find the right balance. But I do want to talk about the FF15 Platinum demo. This came out the night of the Final Fantasy 15 Uncovered event. And I've had a chance to play all the way through it. Nika, how much?
I only played about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a
But
PS4,
It was
so I
really
can't play.
cool.
Yeah, it is really cool, but I've got a couple of problems with it. I do not like the combat.
No?
I'm just going to say this flat out.
It was better than the original demos.
Now, I didn't play... See, the thing is, I didn't play the original demo. All I could... the entire time I was playing it, I was like, this is Kingdom Hearts. That's all it is. It's Kingdom Hearts.
Except it allows you to switch weapons to perform bigger, cooler combos, like kind of like in any order you want, which is neat.
I mean, maybe if I spend more time with it, I'll get into it, but it just felt like very much on its face. I was like, oh, this is Kingdom Hearts.
Are you going to be able to play as the other characters? Or is it just who's the main character?
Noctis.
In the demo, you're playing young Noctis. In the actual game, there was a trailer that looked like they were switching perspectives mid-battle.
Yeah.
It did, but I'm not. But they haven't actually confirmed that.
I believe you can. I believe you will be able to. But in the demo, you're only controlling young Noctis. It's a dream. It's the entire demo is a dream. You're trying to wake Noctis up.
To allow you play with the environment and stuff. Also.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's some cool stuff in there. My enthusiasm was, I think, appropriately blunted by playing that demo. I was super enthused about FF15, and then I played the demo and I'm like,
really?
Okay, all right, this may not be as good as I was thinking.
Well, I mean, with the battle system, they give you 4 slots for weapons, and I assume you're going to get more than 4 weapons over the course of the game, and you can choose which ones you like, and you weave them into combos. Like, you start out with the sword, and then you mid-combo, you switch to another one to get a big heavy hit, and you switch back to the lighter pokes, and then you switch back to a heavy hit. It's cool.
Well,
I like it. You don't do shit like that in Kingdom Hearts.
If you also have more characters that you can swap between, that's going to start forming a crux of how the combat's going to play out, is how you swap between your characters and position them. And that'll be a cool concept that you wouldn't get from just playing one.
Yeah, that is true. There is going to be also the micromanaging aspect, because that absolutely comes along with every Final Fantasy game.
Right.
Gear choice, spell choice, etc., etc. So yeah, I mean, there are going to be a lot of variables that are not present in that demo, but just having a hands-on with the battle system, I just was not that impressed.
That might be a good thing, though, that your expectations are blunted a little bit without killing your enthusiasm for the game.
That is true, because my enthusiasm is not completely dead.
Yeah.
I actually received a little bit of flack on Twitter the night of, because I was live tweeting along with the event on Limit Break Radio, and I had gotten a little bit of flack for not being cynical enough, or not being negative enough.
They only want you to be Simon Cowell. You're not allowed to like anything.
Yeah.
Hashtag negative
It's not
Nate.
cool to like things on the internet.
Because someone was like, so-and-so is being way more critical than you are. And I'm like, what? I can't actually legitimately be impressed by something? I can't actually legitimately say, like, oh, this might not actually be that bad.
Historically speaking, no.
I granted it's not something that I do terribly often, but I think, I think I'm allowed to change my mind.
No.
You're allowed to like things. Like, you're a person.
If you change your mind, that's admitting defeat. You must stand on that hill and defend it to your last breath.
I disagree. Sorry.
Let's see.
Not going to do that.
No. All right. Well.
Hey, you douchebag.
I am
an old standby. Haven't heard that one in a while.
I am fully willing and able to be wrong, and in fact, I think I said many times, I hope I am wrong about 15. So we'll see. I mean, all of this is good, and it does seem like Square Enix is really pulling out every stop that they have to be able to make what they think is a great game. So
I agree.
We'll see.
Based on what Nika says about the combat, it sounds fun, but I was never really a big fan of the Kingdom Hearts game.
Well, here we go. You are going to be playing the Final Fantasy 15 Platinum demo during the Green Room show today.
Okay.
So you're going to give your opinion about it to our patron donors.
I like that.
So if you would like to watch Juxta play the FF15 Platinum demo and get his reaction in real time as he plays it, then just give $1 over at patreon.com/limitbreakradio. You'll get access to our Green Room shows, as well as the post show hosted by pops and kooky. You definitely consider doing that over at patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. All right, we've got a little bit of time. Actually, let's talk real quick. Let's just go over what's in the deluxe edition and all of that.
Real quick, it says on here that's a real Audi car model that they're basing it off of?
Yes, there's only one though.
They're making one in real life based on the one in the game.
Yeah,
sure, we'll see it at all the conventions.
Yep, they're
Just
making one only, and it's not for sale, which I was sad. I thought they were making like limited run of the car itself, but they're not.
Literal cars?
An actual Audi, yeah.
I assume they're going to be bringing it to events, and you can it's going to be
Get a
behind
picture
little things.
with
You
it.
can take pictures of it.
I just want to say, because I didn't want to get, because Nika hasn't gotten through the demo, and I didn't want to spoil anything. But I do want to say that what they do, what is at the end of the demo, help tie in the road theme a little bit more for me and make it a little bit more personal to the character and thus to me as the player.
Did you watch the first episode of the anime?
I have not yet. No.
Okay, because that does a little bit of it too.
I'm sure it does. I mean, so far it's been pretty effective.
Real quick, how were the main characters in the game? Are they likable or are they shitheads?
We don't know.
We don't know too much about them. I mean, they seem like real good bros, and we know that Noctis is the prince. That's about it.
How do we not know anything about them? Wasn't there an anime about them?
There's only one episode out so far, and it shows a lot of flashbacks about Noctis when he was a child, and maybe a little bit of PTSD that he has from encounters when he was a child. But we don't know too much about his friends yet.
I actually have not sat down and watched the anime, so I would not be able to tell you.
Okay, because that's going to make or break it. Is if I can enjoy the characters, then...
I mean, they're funny because there are scenes where they're like sitting in a restaurant and they're like eating and they're laughing and making fun of each other for their little quirks and stuff. So so far, they just seem like a good group of friends, but I don't know much about like their individual personalities other than they like each other.
That was a huge part of the issue people had with 12 and 13 was a lot of the characters were either objectively awful or just ugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with you.
Snow is the best character.
See,
I will end you.
I gotta say, one of the things that I think either gets lost in translation or is just a cultural thing that Japan doesn't do well is for me, friendship is much better expressed in, and I guess maybe it is me personally, but sarcasm and jokes, not like these like very,
Is it all right with you if I touch your penis?
not these very straightforward like I know exactly what I'm feeling right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is.
Extremely gay vibe.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of Japanese media seems to be so literal.
Queer.
Oh my God, stop it.
It's so like seriously, I'm trying to make a fucking point here. It's so literal that like the bullshit, the fun that comes across in Western developed titles or even Western TV shows. The way that I've been watching S.H.I.E.L.D. recently, the way that the S.H.I.E.L.D. Crew kind of interacts with each other, gives each other shit.
Yeah.
You don't really see that much. You see a little bit of it, but it's like played up as like really goofy and stupid.
Right.
It's the humor. There's something about the humor that falls flat for me when Japanese games make the jump over.
So, do you remember the movie? You remember Aliens?
Yeah.
Remember the crew of Marines effectively that they had at the beginning? They did such a great job portraying people who, like, you could tell have been together for a long time and were friends.
Exactly.
And a lot of Japanese things do have a hard time seeming to mimic that.
Yeah, there's like someone doesn't understand the concept of being mean and it being funny and also it not
Being a big deal.
hurting the other person's feelings.
Yeah, you're mean because you know the deepest parts
Exactly.
of them and their deepest because you're such good friends, you know what bugs them.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
where the jokes come from.
I do not see that kind of characterization in Japanese media as much. I mean, it's not.
I'm hoping they can do that because the fact that they are just a bunch of guys. I mean, as much as I want to say, like, I really wish there were more female characters so far. What it seems like though is that because there are no female characters present, we're really going to get to see a different side of their friendship.
Yes.
And I hope they do it right.
Me too, because there is a way to do it right, and there is a way to do it really, really well. But it's going to take a very, very close attention to detail when it comes to jokes, interactions, and character personal development.
What I would like to see, and this is a very, I guess, weird thing that I want to see, but at one point, I want to see one of them make an inside joke at the other one that we as the audience don't know what it means at first, that we don't get any insight to until later, because that's a real interaction between guys, where if you were just sitting in a diner and there were 4 guys at a table next to you, you would hear jokes that were like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. That part makes me a little bit nervous. Is that they made Square Enix struggles with humor a lot, and
Chocogo.
I really really hope that they do this well, because there's a way to do it, and then there's a way to do it and make it hokey, and I don't want it to be hokey. Way too many of Final Fantasy games come off as hokey.
I'm praying this one's not hokey.
I mean, the trailers for this one do not scream hokey at all. They scream kind of what you want them to say.
But the thing is 13's trailers also screamed that at me, and we didn't see what we got
That's
there.
true. That's true. We got burned on 13.
Yep.
Can we learn to love again?
Let's talk real quick about the deluxe edition. It's coming with a steel bookcase, Kingslave movie, game box with the mono art, which the mono art is okay. I did not think that this was his best, personally. The DLC, Royal...
I don't know, Rymont.
Whatever that is, some outfit.
It's an outfit.
A DLC weapon, Platinum Leviathan recolor for the car,
and the deluxe edition is $90,
and
just $30 more than the game.
The collector's edition, which is the it's got
$269.99.
Yeah, it's excessive.
Jesus.
Exclusive Play Arts Noctis figure, a soundtrack, which includes tracks from all the expanded universe games, Kingslave and Brotherhood, a 192-page art book, different steel case from the deluxe edition, same DLC from deluxe, plus 4 exclusive in-game items, travel pack, camera kit, angler set, and
Gourmand said I don't know if that
I
is.
don't know
We
what
get a camera. I'm so excited. I want to take
Gourmand, that
pictures.
sounds like cooking.
Well, Gourmand, Gourmand.
Pre-ordering any edition of FF15 will, through the Square Enix store, comes with a exclusive set of postcards.
Yes.
and pre-orders are gone. They're gone.
It's all gone.
Bye.
All pre-orders?
They sold out. So, the PS. Well, for the
collector's edition.
Okay.
The other ones are all there, but the collector's edition. This is the thing with the collector's edition, is that they're only making 30,000 worldwide. That's it. And so, there was, 90,000 watching on Twitch alone, plus the people on YouTube. There's just so many people. And the PlayStation 4 edition sold out in 30 minutes.
Yep.
Xbox sold out an hour after that.
Yep.
All right.
It's nuts. It's bananas.
I haven't gotten an art book in quite a while. Is it just me, or does 192 pages sound fucking huge?
It does.
That's humongous.
That seems like a lot. Although, this game has been in development for 10 years, so I have to imagine that there's 10 years of art just lying around.
Why does this look like PS2 graphics?
They
That's
will
weird.
have some pages in there that say, original versus 13 concept art. And stuff.
I would be very interested at the end of all this to if Kingslave wasn't the original concept for what Versus 13 was supposed to be, I'd very much like to know the saga of what changed narratively, what changed in terms of a development standpoint from Versus 13 to now 15. I think that would be a very interesting story to tell. So we'll see. We'll see if Square Enix tries to cash in any more on this, which I'm sure they could if they made a documentary. But
yeah,
the official release date is set for September 30th. Guys, October is going to be a crazy month for Final Fantasy fans, especially if you play FF14 and are going to FanFest. It'll be 2 weeks from 2 weeks from the release of FF15 that will be out at FanFest, and then
oh my god.
A week later, we're out at Alamo City Comic-Con, which there will be something very exciting out there for Final Fantasy fans. Mm-hmm. And then right back here for Youmacon. Dude, October's going to be nuts.
When are we going to play this game or FF14 exactly? For about a month.
That's a great question.
While you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Who needs sleep?
Just take off the whole month of October.
Yeah.
Seriously,
we're taking a break.
So let's. I think that's about it. That was pretty much it for what was announced out at the FF15 Uncovered event. Again, a very good job by Square Enix, except when it came to the people who were hosting the pre-show. They were miserable.
It's a pre-show. I don't even know what it was. I mean, I didn't see the whole pre-show, but I saw like
It
five
was a mess.
very attractive women. Two of them just talking about this cosplay photo shoot they did. I'm like,
Yes.
what is this? What is going on? I don't even know.
Yeah, because you know who those 5 women were?
Who?
I have no idea because the hosts stepped out of frame and stopped talking to the camera. They were like, let these broads yap for a while. We're going to go do something else. And didn't even bother like properly introducing them or setting like it was a shit show. From someone who produces live programming, it was about as bad as live programming can be. It was so bad.
I mean, come on, you look ridiculous.
They did look ridiculous.
They were patently awful. And then the show presenters, the Kind of Funny Games crew, what are their names? Greg Miller and Tim Geddes.
Yep. I don't know. I thought the segue was cute because it switches over to them and they're sitting there like playing and like reacting to the trailer, and you think they're just kind of give their reaction. Then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, hey, we're here," and they like transition. I thought that was cute.
But they were insufferable the whole time they were on stage. They were
supposed to be funny.
They had this like contrived back and forth that they were doing. It was.
I mean, you can tell it was really
bad.
staged.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it was kind of cute.
I mean, they did better than the pre-show. I mean, that's not a high bar. That's not a high bar to meet, but they did better than the pre-show. They did okay. I mean, in terms of on-stage presenting, they were okay.
I mean, for what this event was supposed to be, they had to drag out. They had 14 announcements to drag out into an hour and a half, and so they had to have this banter and be like, "Oh, guess what? Blah blah blah. Let me drag this on. Blah blah blah." And I think they did. Yeah, like threatens to push a button. I mean, they kept threatening to push the button that will reveal the release date. But if they push the release date button, then the whole show's over and they don't get paid. I thought it was funny. Like, it was cute.
Oh, come on.
I disagree. I did not think it was cute. I thought it was irritating. I also was incredibly irritated at how ignorant Greg Miller was acting, because I can't believe, like, I get it. I don't know everything about every game series that's out there. I can't. I constantly say, when people criticize me for an opinion about a game that I maybe don't know that much about, people jump all over me and go, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about," and that's fine. I defend that quite a bit. But you're going to tell me that Greg Miller has really gotten as far as he has in his career about broadcasting about video games with knowing that little about Final Fantasy? Really? Really, Greg? Really, Greg?
Tim wasn't.
That's sarcasm.
I'm betting that because he was a Final Fantasy fan, the other guy, they kind of tried to play, like, not good cop, bad cop, the kind of both sides of it, so that someone who's brand new in the series can kind of relate to someone who doesn't know a lot.
I know. They did it poorly. They did it ham-fistedly and poorly.
We're just trying to be funny, but I guess it just wasn't as funny as we thought it was.
That's actually a very good summary of it right there.
It's accurate. It's accurate. Yeah. So swing and a miss from the Kind of Funny crew, but whatever. Let's get a few